Wait, how did I deceive the boys? Once upon a time, back in the day, I joined Nopixel. When I'm on Nopixel, the only voice I could naturally do without thinking or like without being called out for being a squeaker was a literal girl voice, aka Barbara, aka my first character on Nopixel. Eventually, I kind of got tired of playing a female because one, it was too believable. People were actually thinking I'm a fucking girl. I didn't want to make that impression. And two, I was just done being a girl. Like, so I make a new character. I didn't intend on my character being like this Big D model at all. I put in the name Aquarius, last name Johnson, and the literally the model I automatically got spawned in with was Big D. It was this mod, of course, without the do-rag, the mask, and the armor. But no, literally these pants and no shirt. I instantly got like that was the model it spawned me in with. And I said, "Fuck it, this dude looks goofy. I feel like I can make something with this." And so I said, "Yeah, like I'll do it." But that didn't separate the fact that I was still a fucking squeaker. So I installed a voice changer, and yeah, from that point forward, I put the scruffy voice on. I started using the voice changer. I got into the groove of RP with Big D, and my first day of actually RPing as Big D, I run into Mr. K or Kevin and Taco, but they were on other characters. And they fucking ate me. They literally. Kevin was a creepy priest, and Taco was a creepy clown, and they straight up ate me, man. And yeah, that was my intro to Nopixel, or as Big D. That was my intro, getting eaten alive. And there's a clip of it on Kevin's channel, unless he deleted all his clips. It exists somewhere. It's straight up called "My First Day as Big D." And then yeah, later down the line, I'm RPing, and I run into Kevin and Taco on Mr. C at the time. It was Mr. C, and Taco. I run into them in prison. I soloed a Polito and got arrested by Tony Andrews. And I ended up in prison, and I saw Taco and Mr. C up there, and then so I'm so shit at storytelling. But when I see them, they're like, "Yo, rap for us, man. Rap for us or we're going to fucking kill you." So I was like,
"Oh my God, I don't want to fucking die. I got to fucking freestyle some shit."
So I freestyled literally the worst rap ever. It was 14-year-old Big D rapping. We all know how a 14-year-old fucking freestyles like shit. And somehow they thought I was goofy and they didn't beat me up. And I get out of prison. I don't know if it was the same day or the next day, but I know it was like a one day span. I think it was the next day after that. I see Mr. C. No, like all the boys who were together. It was Mr. C, Taco, and Kevin at the time. They were tweeting, "We're hiring for our new company, Herb Guard. Come to Life Invader for applications." So I pull up to Life Invader. I'm the only one there, luckily, because honestly, if it was anyone else, that could have fucked over my chances. Like, if another guy pulled up instead of me, I could have never met the boys. And it was just perfect timing. It was amazing. But yeah, I pull up there, I do my application. Like it's a verbal interview. They're just asking me dumb questions and shit. They're like, they ask me if I've driven before, if I know how to fucking drive.
"Yeah, of course I can fucking drive, man. What you think? I can drive a car."
Then they ask me if I know how to go pick weed at the weed farm. I'm like,
"Yeah, I do that all the time. I know how to pick weed."
And then they're like, "Okay, what's your name, man?"
I'm like, "Aquarius."
And then K literally called me Decarius. And then Randy was like, "Okay, I'm gonna fuck up your name so much, I'm gonna just call you Big D." And that's the moment where Randy made the name Big D. So Randy literally made Big D. The same way I made Rami, Randy made Big D. So they throw me in this shitty ass Weasel News van They say go up to the weed farm and pick us some weed, fill up the trunk, or like fill up the car with weed, and then come back to us in like 30 minutes. Or they said like 15 minutes, but I come back like 35, 40 minutes later. And I mean, I did the job, but I was late as fuck. I didn't get nearly enough weed as they wanted. They're like, okay, man, we fuck with you. You're funny. Fuck it, you're part of the company. You're rolling with us now. And then from that point forward, we were rolling together. And the same day I got hired by them, Garrett came around a little later. Garrett came around, and he was also calling me Decarious. And I was like, fuck.
Fucking hell, it's the Aquarius, man.
But they kept calling me Decarious. And then, what? Oh yeah, we met. We all meet up. I'm with Mr. C at the time, Mr. K, Taco, and Randy. We all pull up to the Vanilla Unicorn, and then Garrett meets us there. And while we're talking to Garrett, he's like, okay, Aquarius, I'm gonna need you to go hit the jewelry store and make a distraction for us, because they had some other shit going on. They had some type of job, so they send me as the fucking fall guy because they just met me that day. So like, yeah, just go into the jewelry store, hit that shit, make the cops come, and try to talk your way out of it. So I was like, what the fuck? I'm going to jail for these guys. But I said, fuck it, I'm gonna hit it. And then, yeah, while I'm hitting the jewelry store, Mr. Tribble, Travis Tribble, the ex-sheriff. I miss Tribble, not gonna lie. Tribble pulls up because I'm robbing the jewelry store. But I ended up talking my way out of it. I was like,
oh my god, I was just here to buy some drip, man. I just needed some new chains. Better go shoot a rap video.
oh, okay, baby, okay. But yeah, me and Tribble talked that shit out. Yeah, the rest is history, man. From that point forward, I was rolling with the boys. They kept calling me Decarious until like a month later. Just immaculate vibes from that point forward. Shit was amazing. I miss those days, not gonna lie. Shout out 1.0. And then the moment they realized I was useful for the gang was when we actually did a robbery together. And at that robbery, they decided to let me do the lock picking, because it used to be the lock picking system, or the robbery system used to be a lock picking system where you had to do 30 locks. Like if the vault was 30, the jewelry store was 30. You had to do 30 locks in a row, and that shit took forever for the average person. But somehow for me, I would bang that shit out in minutes, like a couple minutes, and I'd be gone. I'd be done. And the boys were like, oh my god, this guy is he's a master safe cracker. We need him on every job. He's coming around everywhere. And that's the moment I was useful, you know?